an update on how I'm doing. I haven't been online too much recently as far as videos, simply because I wanted to get the connection set up really well on the videos and the internet speed connection from my house, and it's all set up now. This is being done on the telephone, so the connection won't be that great, the quality. But I'm going to give it a really good try from the house in maybe today or tomorrow, and then I'm going to go ahead and see what the quality of the video is like. And yeah, I wanted to bring you up to date a little bit on how things are going. I'm actually, I always start the Houseless Church at 10 o'clock and I go to 1 o'clock. And then I have a couple of people that are helping me. One person is actually in Oregon now, visiting family for the last few weeks. So her sister also comes, and she's, as far as I know, she's coming. But we've been meeting every week since the first week of November. So it's been quite a long time. And, you know, I never know really quite what to expect. I have a few people that are showing up on a regular basis. And it's really discipleship. It's church service, but it's discipleship. But, you know, so that's every Saturday and in Waiʻanae Boat Harbor. I could also do this in other locations if I wanted, but I haven't really set it up quite yet. I wanted to get the move to the new place in totally or close to being totally finished, which it is now. Actually, every week I have now more free time because the moving process is not so intense for me. I still have a few pieces of furniture I want to get and have them put in the house, but basically the house is finished now. And so I'm really happy about that. It's a great area. I really love it there. And there's so much to do. And I'm going to be starting to do some exercise around the area because it's a great area for exercise. And I may get a bicycle and, you know, like a mountain bike and just go around the area because we also have good bike paths around there. So that's all good. And Waiʻanae come in on the van once a week. I could come more. Like this week, I have to come another day because I have to pick up some food here on Monday. So that's in a couple of days. But Waiʻanae come to a few times, at least once a week. Be good for me to come more, I would say. And I'm thinking about that. You know, I have such a good life that it's really, you know, adding things in doesn't make a lot of sense because my life is so great. And in a way, it's easy. So but I want to try to do more to contribute to other people. That's always in the back of my mind and how best to do that. So this week upcoming week, I have 3 medical appointments, which, you know, it's not that normal for me to have that many medical appointments. They're just preventative things, which is unbelievable. I have great medical care. And, you know, there are appointments at different places. And like I have a dental appointment, I have a chiropractor, you know, and those are all fabulous things to do. They're going to do a checkup, you know, on my teeth. They're going to move my joints around a bit, make sure I'm moving them well. Fabulous. That's all I can really say on that. And the area I'm at right now, I'll show you around a little bit. We have a little restaurant here. It's open. It's at the boat harbor. We have great boats here. And it's more of a local boat harbor. You don't see the big yachts or anything like that. But, you know, this is where people go fishing from. And they go out in the ocean. And then they have 1 or 2 places where they do like dolphin excursions, which is where I'm at right now, and scuba diving. But yeah, I'll just kind of show you around a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the camera around because, you know, you're probably tired of seeing my face, and that'd be great, wouldn't it? So I'm going to show you around a bit and just show you the boat. The Homeless Church is just maybe, you know, like 100 steps from where I'm at right now. But I'm going to show you, I'm just going to do a little bit of showing you around. You know, this is a great park. It has a great parking lot, but, you know, a big parking lot, which is great in the middle of a beautiful park. not exactly beautiful, but can't complain really. It's easy to get parking, I will say that. Um, but then they have, like, this is where people who live here, they can, they can put their boat storage. I usually, when I come over, I see a lot of people taking boats out of here, and you can see they're pretty nice. And we'll go down to the harbor. I'll show you around the harbor a bit. We have the church starting in a little bit. I can start it whenever I want to, because we're on Hawaiian time. You don't have, like, if you say 10 o'clock, you don't have to start it at 10 o'clock. You can start it at 10:20 if you want. And people are just used to it, and they wait around, or they come, or they don't come. But so yeah, today will be a good message. I always spend at least one night, a few nights before I do the message and prepare for it. So I did that last night. And the house I'm staying at is fabulous. I'm really, it's an apartment, but I tell you, I made a choice for that. And I'm really happy I did that, because things are so easy and so nice. And there are people who live in their cars. Right there's one of them. They're just living in their car. The weather is so good here that you don't really have to go anywhere. You just, like, your living room is everywhere around you. You just go out of your car and that becomes your living room, because we never really have bad weather here. This is the Dolphin boat. They probably rented a boat, and they take people out, and they charge them a lot of money, the tourists, to do it. I'm thinking about doing it a little bit, because I want to go out and see the dolphins, and I actually want to swim with them. And I'm going to try to wait. I'm going to find, that's a nice VW for those of you who like VW vans. Isn't that a nice one? I don't know anything about them, but it's not the rounded one. And, there you go. There's the harbor. It's not large at all. It's a local harbor for sure. And, there's probably less than, at least right now, there's less than, I would say less than 30 boats there, small boats. And very nice. Waiʻanae Boat Harbor. Very pretty. And it's also, when they catch the fish here, they clean the fish over there. They have a place where they can clean the fish. And I've actually seen some big fish, like 6 to 12 feet long, come out of this water. And that's always amazing when I see that, because there are big fish here. Now, of course, you can get huge fish, There's the restrooms and the harbor master's office upstairs. Weather is almost always perfect here. We're on the warmer side of this island, so it is a little bit warm during the daytime, but we always have a sea breeze, so it's not totally uncomfortable. You just have to wear shorts and a short sleeve shirt, or no shirt at all, and you're comfortable. And at night, it's like perfect for sleeping. It's 70 degrees or less. Very good for sleeping. You don't need a blanket or a sheet or anything like that. Isn't that nice? Now, the thing that's amazing about this park, and we're surrounded by mountains. The tallest mountain on this island, which is like more than 4,000 feet, I think it's 4,500, is somewhere around here in the background. I'm not really sure which mountain it is, but I saw it on the map, and it's back there where I'm showing you. It might be the ones, I can kind of see a tip of a tall mountain in the distance. And one thing I really find interesting here is we have a baseball field there. I've never seen anybody play baseball there. the kids, families come out and set their tents up and have picnics here. There's a Green Bay hat. Yay, go Green Bay Packers. They are big football fans here, American football. Now, there's tennis courts over there. And I've actually gone over there and done things. There's 8 tennis courts with lights, and they're very nice courts. Great backboard, hardly used at all. You might see 1 or 2 courts being used every once in a great while. And I've kept that in mind. I love tennis. It was such a big part of my life for so long, and it contributed so much to my life. But I have a lot of interests in my life, and I'm having such a great life now that I have to really take that into consideration. What do I want to do? What kind of things do I want to do? And they have an older group that plays tennis here. And pretty much that's it. The guy I was kind of helping out, and I just decided not to do it there. I had to decide what did I want to do with my life, basically. And the second thing was his way of doing it. Of course, everybody who's really knowledgeable about the profession of tennis coaching, they have their own way. And his way was not what I felt was workable, period. And so I decided, not really good for me to be friendly, but that's about it. Don't put all my time there. So that's the deal. I didn't think the kids, he only had a few kids coming, like 4 at 5 at the most. And I didn't think they were going to improve hardly at all. So they could just barely play like advanced beginner level. And I thought, boy, as much time as that would take and your kids would be advanced beginners, wouldn't be worth it. So that's it. And I'm actually heading in the direction now of the homeless church, the homeless area. I'll show you around that a bit. This is this building here is called the Ice House. And that's they have a little restaurant in there. I've never eaten there because I really don't want to pay the money. And, I've got everything I need at home, and I just prefer to cook whatever I want. But if you've got to meet someone, a coffee shop or something like that, probably that'd be a good place to go. And it's called Spinner's Cafe. The kids are getting set up for that's a Christian outreach that's been here for years, reaching out to the kids with sports or some games. I wouldn't really call it sports, just basic games. And glad to see there's a kid over there. He always shows up, so I'm happy about that. And I know him and his mother. And I'm going to head over now to the homeless Houseless. They don't really they just told me Houseless is better. That's the reason why we named it the Houseless Church. Was they said we have a home, which is Hawaii, but we just don't have a house. They live in tents, makeshift shelters. You can see that's actually where people take baths. They keep their clothes on, but those are all water spigots for cleaning fish, and they get water there to drink, and they take baths. And this whole area, it's a large area. It's probably 10 acres, 5 to 10 acres. It's all homeless people. So that's kind of amazing. And I'm going to show you what we got here. I've enjoyed coming over and discipling people and helping people. There's a lot I could do more here. And that's what I'm praying about now, really. There's so much I could do to help, and I want to do more. But again, I have a lot of things that I do, and where do I stand on my life, basically? God's blessed me and given me a great place, and I'm very thankful for that. Okay, good. Beach baptism taking place, but it's not our church. It's a different church. It's meeting in here. Wouldn't really call it a church, but they call it West Side of Alive, which is an outreach. People who've been in the ministry a long time know what the difference is. And so they tried to call it a church, but it was like 15 churches all coming together, an individual from a church. So they were actually attending different churches. And the people who were setting it up called themselves pastors, and they weren't ordained, as far as I know. So without going too much into that, someone who's been involved in ministry for as long as I have, which is like 40 years, 30 to 40 years, we know what the difference is between an outreach and a church. So, but the people who attend don't really know, you know. And but they're doing a baptism. I'm happy about that. And so this is the place we meet here. And oh, they got a new tent here, which is good. Somebody's come in. I've actually got someone who called me a few days ago and said a church down in Honolulu who said they need to place someone who's homeless, and they went over the details of the person, and I'm going to try my best to help them get in here. We'll see where it goes, but you know, now this kind of a tent is not very high. It's just basically for sleeping and putting your stuff. So, you know, people who like live here, they want privacy, but they don't have, probably that's all the tent they could get. And so they got that. It would be horrible to have to live in that, you know, whereas these kind of tents, I knew the people who came here too, these are taller, you know, so you can actually stand up in them, and they're bigger. So that's good, I would say. Just a basic tent. These are the toilets, no running water at all. And surrounded, and these are makeshift shelters that they've been here a long time, these people. So it's not unusual to hear someone say they've been here 10 years. And they have, you know, they put up a fence like around it and made of pallets, wooden pallets, and then they put a tarp over it, and they you know, they're bigger. Everyone said that when the rain comes, we don't get that much rain here in Hawaii, but we do have a rainy season, and everybody said the rain will a lot of times will come in, you know, their sleeping area, and it gets really tough on them when that happens. So I'm just gonna hang out for a while, see who comes, pray for the people. And really what is needed the most here, outside of Bible teaching, which is very helpful for people, is they need like help, and they need social welfare kind of help from the government agencies. I know how to do that, and I have contacts, and that's going to be very, very helpful for people. So I really need to consider getting that up as much as possible. Here's one of our church members. She lives here, and she's homebound. She can't get out because of her weight. So she's basically homebound. So I go in and talk to her and pray for her as I'm able. And so, yeah, everything is good, I can say. I wanted to kind of give you an update on how things are going. And just do the best I can. And you can see that's how people are living here. That's the situation at the Waiʻanae Boat Harbor. And, you know, we're not trying to be like, we're not trying to make it where there's lots of people coming. We're trying to make it where we can really come in and help people, and do it in a way that's really meaningful to them. For example, there's people who bring a lot of clothing here, and actually they don't need clothing. They got lots of it. They got a huge area over there where they have all kinds of stuff that people have donated. So there's really no point in bringing clothing. Even food can be, there was a period of time where they were overloaded with food here, and people donating food, but food is always necessary. And now I've noticed a cutback in the services of people offering to help. So that's something that's needed. And what we try to focus on as a church are the necessities that people need, like, for example, toilet paper, toothpaste, shampoo, soap, diapers, things that people need, to survive. And so that's kind of when we do something with helping people, we're focusing on that area. And pretty much that's it. So I'm going to leave it at that. And before I end, I'll just tell you, life is good. I'm not having any problems. Things are good. I mean, every week I have things to do. I have things that I want to get done, but I really love and enjoy where I'm living, which is it's about 5 miles from this place where I'm at now. And I really enjoy it there. I love the parks there. I love the way people live. People are polite. I love the shopping and the restaurants that they have there, the food places you can buy food. And there's things around there where they've done things for people that would be really nice to do. Like, for example, they have a water park, which is nearby. They have a couple of them, actually. They have a zip line. They have an area where you can get on a train once a week, and you can take a train around an island, around part of this island, around this area. It's like for tourists, but it's historically significant because they're using the train from like 100 years ago. And so there's things I want to do around that area, I could say, around the area where I'm living. And I'm real happy. So I just wanted to let everybody know. And I get ready. Now you might say, well, why don't you do a video? Why don't you show the video of the people coming for the church? I'll tell you why. Or, the meeting the people going into their tent or whatever. I just want to respect people's privacy. I'm not really the kind of person, and I never have been, to take pictures with people that I'm ministering to, unless they want me to do it. They give me permission, because it actually puts a little bit of a barrier. Then they immediately can think, oh, you're using me, and you're sharing it on Facebook. Just not the way I do things. But it doesn't mean that it can't be done, especially if you ask people's permission and they know what it's for. But having people that are in some ways having a tough time, and then you're promoting it, especially if you're asking for financial donations to support them, not the way I operate. Okay, especially going in people's living in places, because it's really rough. And that's just how I wouldn't want that done to me. And I'm just passing that on to the people I talk to. So, it'd be nice to show you everything and say, I can show you the outsides, but to actually, and then there might be a situation in the future where I'll have a chance I'll ask somebody that I know, can I talk to you about your story? And, how you came to know Christ, or how we're helping you. And if they say yes, then that opens the door. But just to go up and take a picture of someone and then say what's happening with them, not my style. So that's it. So I hope you all enjoy this video. It's 24 minutes. Try to go back and watch it again. I'll show you the area here. It's actually a very nice area. It's beautiful. The trees are beautiful. There's a sea breeze. The air is fresh. There's a sea breeze blowing. It's not hot at all. It's beautiful. So thanks a lot, everybody. Hope we catch up with you. Feel free to leave a comment. I'd love to hear that.